Good evening, Sifu Tim here. Just a little bit about myself. I've been training in martial arts for around about 35, 37 years, uh, ranging from Okinawan traditional karate style to hybrid Indonesian Egyptian martial arts. Anything that you want to learn, anything that you're trying to get a hold of, I'm the guy for it. Healing, self defense, forms, sparring, I got you. Hello and welcome. This is Sifu Tim. Uh, Standing here at the SC Share with the hippie chick Tammy, here to introduce some basic exercises for healing, relaxation, and mindfulness. So, if we can begin, I would love for us to just stand as natural as possible and relax. Clear your mind. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth. And every time you inhale, you want to try and get like a 4 count. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now we're just going to lightly shake the arms. What we're trying to do right now is we're just trying to wake up the body. Okay, you haven't been to work, everybody's done what they're doing for the day, and now it's time for the latter part of your evening. Still got to be energized. Can't stop now. So just keep in mind the breathing. Keep in mind the breathing. And what this is going to do is, as you shake, you should feel the joints just loosening up. Start from your shoulders all the way down to your fingertips, and stop. So we swing the arms, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And we're going to reverse. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. And weights from side to side. Like I said, all of this is just to wake up the body. We're just waking up the body, loosening ourselves up, okay? Doing great. And we're going to stretch down. Touch your toes if you can. If you can touch further than that, of course, that's fine. It's not necessary. The important part is to stretch the back and try and keep our legs as straight as possible while we breathe. You always got to remember to breathe. Without breath, there's no life. Keep that in mind. And slowly come up. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a small exercise called wave hands like cloud. Now what this does is, this is what we are trying to attain is relaxation through the body along with our mind. So we're going to start with our legs apart in mild straddle stance. And we're going to slightly bend the knees. Now, as we hold our arms up, you want to hold them up like you're hugging a tree. So we're going to bring this in just a little bit. Perfect. Okay? Now, in level 1, which is what we're at right now, the hands don't move. The waist just moves from side to side. Okay? But still, in your mind, you're thinking, relax, calm. Inhale, exhale as you turn. 4 count. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, your video turned off. Inhale, back to the center. We're going to do this 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. 6, 7, and keep going. And while we're doing this, I want you to just be mindful. Keep your shoulders relaxed, and you want to keep your hips tucked. There you go. When the hips are tucked, your anus, believe it or not, is pointing straight down to the ground, which is a connected straight line from the crown of your head. So, as long as we stand like this, it's wrong. We must tuck in. If everybody can see that tuck, then you notice that my back is completely straight, flat. Okay? And you can stop. Relax. Now, right hand comes up in a semicircle, and the left hand comes up in a semicircle. Okay? This is your wave hands like clouds. I'm going to come behind you. And the right hand would come up, the left hand would come up. So it's almost like you're doing figure eights.
Okay.
It's almost like a figure eight. Best way to really look at this.
All right.
It's like a figure eight. Remember to keep the structure. Structure is the most important part of your internal training, as well as with your relaxation. All right. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to get into a little Qigong exercise. Qigong literally means vital work. Qi being the vital energy, and Kong meaning hard work. So you could really have Kong in anything. You play violin, that could be your skill. Could be hammering, it could be painting. We just choose to do exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a quick 7 posture exercise. What this is for is to generally relax the body as well as strengthen the muscles and tendons inside. And it also works to help our brains to stay a little bit more focused, okay? So we're going to start off with the first pose, feet together, and the hands will go up shoulder width. There you go, shoulder width. Now the thing is, tuck your thumbs in, and you want to press, don't bend your elbow. You want to press your fingertips back as far as you can. Because what we want, so that everybody in the camera can see, is to not have soft forearm. We want the strong forearm, okay? So very important that we work this, and we call our forearms bridges. So we breathe in, breathe out. Everything should be relaxed. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Tuck your hips. There you go. That's perfect. Perfect. Chin down. Thank you. All of these things are done so that we can realign the body. And as it realigns the body, it also restructures the brain. As we do things, we start to create a muscle memory out of things. So as long as we're mindful of keeping our chins tucked, keeping our hips tucked, then it will start to naturally move into this posture. Right now, what we want to do is we want to take our minds and let that be the thought motion behind our energy. As we inhale, you inhale through the nose and down your back, but it will come to your belly button or around about your belly button. And then as you exhale, you want to imagine the energy run back to your spine and then up over your shoulders. So as it runs, it'll run off the top of your forearm. I know I'm not the view of the camera. Try that again. So energy comes up, down, into the belly button, maybe just a little below. As you exhale, it will wrap back around to the spine, up over the shoulders, and then over the tops of our forearms. Now, for the person who is practicing this particular method, this is what you want. This is what you want to keep the focus on. Next posture. The hands are going to turn into what we call crane's beak. Okay? Now in the crane's beak, what we're going to do is I want you to press down so that you try to touch your fingertips to your forearm. We all know this will never happen, but that's the goal we're trying to attain. Bring your hands back in here. Okay. So now, the first time when we did the exercise, the breath control was focused to the top of the forearm. So this time, it's focused to the bottoms of the forearm. So instead of in the exhale, it coming to the top, you want to think exhale up the spine and then down the bottoms of the forearm. So that we see as we inhale, comes in down to your dantian, which is just under your belly button. And from here, you exhale, it will wrap around to the back of your spine and up your shoulder, down to the bottom of the forearm. Now here, we want a strong forearm here. Just like we were working the bridge at the top, we have to work the bridge at the bottom. Everything must be like iron, but we're soft like silk. Iron and silk. Chin down. Feel it. Chin down. Tuck your hips. Relax your shoulders. There you go. And don't worry, everybody. Everyone who comes into doing this for the first time, it feels a little awkward. You just have to get a little used to it. The more we work it, the more comfortable we feel with it, it'll start to feel right. And the third posture, the feet are going to come out about waist width. And the hands move out to the side. Move out to the sides. Palms are forward. Now this time, you want to still have the same dynamic tension in your forearm. Right. So we want to try and get our wrists to bend back so we can work on this bridge, this form. Y'all don't mind me. I'm just having fun. Tuck in the hips. Chin down. A lot of different things that you have to keep in mind as we do this, but this is what helps us to stay relaxed. Because we're sitting in this posture with our hips tucked, believe it or not, our weight is pushing straight to the ground. Your knees are not getting any work. They aren't getting work because you're not straining yourself. As you relax, now you almost become one with the earth.
You can feel this pulling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, as we inhale and exhale, the inhale is the same down to dantian, but as we exhale, it'll come around to the back and move up the spine and work the back side of the forearm. So far, we've been concerned with 1, 2, and 3. It's all about building, energy building. Posture number 4, the hands will tip down back into crane's beaks. You wanna, there you go, that's good. That's good, that's real good. Real good. Chin down, relax your shoulders. Good. As we exhale, the energy will come, as we inhale, come down to the stomach, exhale to the spine, and back up over the shoulders, but now it will run along the inside of the forearm. So now we've worked all 4 sides of the arm. In combative purposes, this would be good, but for just building the energy, what we're concerned with is building enough chi to withstand exercise that will come later on in your practice. We won't get into any of that today, but definitely it is to come. And relax, shake your arms out. What you should be feeling right now is a tingle in your fingers.
Big time.
They tingle because the chi is flowing. The chi, the energy, the life force inside of us is now moving. So, it's very good.
That felt great.
It's very good. We're not finished yet. Next posture, you will raise up on your tippy toes and extend your arms forward. Very good. What we're doing now is we're working the leg. That's all. So we get a 20 count. After 20 count, then you relax. And then you go back up for 20 more.
Who's counting?
Oh, I'm always counting.
Okay.
And relax. And back up. There you go. Come up a little higher. Good, good. Because what we're trying to do is when we do these exercises, we're helping to develop on the stance. So as we do this, it'll help for later postures. Oh, your camera went out again. It'll help for later postures, such as the horse. And in all martial practice, the horse is definitely the most important pose that a person could ever learn. It's like a house. Without the foundation, the house will fall. So if your horse is not right, neither will you be. And down.
That's rough. You don't realize how rough it is.
Last two postures, a little complicated, so I'm going to help Tammy. So our legs come out a little bit more than, that's too wide.
Okay.
And the feet are going to be straight. So as we bend down, we want to work on keeping our tails tucked and our back straight. But while it leans, because it's going to lean in the beginning, okay? So take your hands, turn them over, and flip them palms up. They should never touch, okay? They should never touch. Now we bend into the stance, okay? Turn your forearms or your elbows in and bring them in just a little bit. There you go. Very good. Chin tucked. Very good. Now, as you inhale, you want the same inhalation. Inhale into Dantian. Now, as you exhale, you will exhale, come back to your spine. And as it comes up, you want to kind of imagine the energy like building in onto the inside of the chest. That's really what you're working. We also call this the turtle's back. In Chinese Kung Fu, it's a popular term. They will call this like the turtle back. Again, all of this is just to build energy and to help us to relax. Are you feeling relaxed, Tammy?
Yeah. Tense and relaxed.
Good.
But it's all these different muscles. It's
That means
stretching and
that means it's working.
yes.
That's all it means. And the more and more we do them again, the more and more comfortable we feel with them. And because it's our first time, we're going to go into the last posture. You can't come up. Can't come up. The last posture is still down here. So instead of the hands being like this, you're going to turn them forward and in like you're jabbing into like a bag of sand, and you want to tuck them between your legs. Okay, now see.
I'm going down too
you're bending too much. Too much. Right
I don't know
about
if I can
there.
hold myself up though.
It's right about there. You got it.
Ooh.
No touching.
I'm
No touching. This is good Kung Fu. Good Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
There you go.
Am I
There
getting
you go.
hands right?
Now, you want to kind of lean forward. So your shins is what really gets this exercise. So you want to feel like you're almost kind of like falling over. All right. And so now we're going to move into the final posture, which is also part of the turtle back. So what the hands do is, and I'll get in pose with you, is that the hands stretch forward and turn out. So the palm should be facing, there we go. Now, as we stick the arms between the legs, you want to kind of round the back, okay? Because what we're trying to do is, so the camera can see, what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to have a flat back. Is my back flat? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now the energy is moving straight through the fingertips, okay? That's right. And you want to kind of lean forward. If you tip over, that's a good thing. That means that you're actually leaning, forward far enough. But you never want to be sitting back because you're putting the energy to the back of the body. So you want it to move forward. That creates the straight line. Okay? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Let's come up easy. Very good. You did.
That was a good stretch
You
there.
did good. Arms up in the air.
You feel the tingle everywhere.
That's right.
Right now.
And down. Inhale. And down. Inhale. And down. One more time, inhale and down. Now, quick reminder, you want to make sure that you spend at least 7 minutes a day doing these 7 exercises. Good for general blood circulation, good for building energy, heat for those of us who are anemic, helps for that also. But it also gives us a chance to set to ourselves and focus on nothing and yet everything at the same time. Where we say nothing because we're standing in pose. We say everything because we're mentally aware of all of our surroundings. So no matter what we're doing, we always have to be mindful of everything going on around us. This is how we can direct our energy in different directions. But as long as there's a blank sheet, there is none. I generally do these exercises every morning before my class, and generally after the day is over. Like I said, it's good for invigorating the body as you wake up, and then it's a really good cool down. So whenever you decide to do these exercises, just make sure that you spend the time needed. Ami Tofu.